Welcome to Art Spot Online, the Tampa Museum of Art's art-making activity series for children and families. Together, we'll learn about a current exhibition at the Tampa Museum of Art and get inspired to create a new work of art. Today's Art Spot activity is sponsored by Hillsborough County, Tico Energy, and Wells Fargo. So I'm Anthony, Studio Programs Coordinator at the Tampa Museum of Art.
And I'm Sonia, Visitor Experience and Engagement Representative.
And today we're looking at a photograph by Suzanne Camp Crosby called Scenic View Number 1. So the first thing I notice when I look at this photo, we're looking at a photograph of a photograph with these different puzzle pieces and other collage elements on top of it.
The first thing I notice about it is that the dinosaurs are two-dimensional and the colors are all very vibrant.
Yeah, and like you said, it's a collage, right? So that makes me wonder, why not just show us the collage, right? Why is she taking this photograph of it? When you do photograph a collage like this that's made up of all these different kinds of representations of things, some things seem more real, like the landscape. Some things seem more fake, like these 70s dinosaurs. But when you photograph all those elements together, everything kind of flattens out, and that difference between like what's fake and what's real becomes a little like fuzzier. Yeah,
it almost, to me, feels like the artist is trying to either present two different realities at the same time,
yes,
or seamlessly combine the two so you can imagine pieces and parts of the whole and then also integrate it into one big landscape together.
I thought it would be cool if we did something similar to what Suzanne Camp Crosby does in a lot of her photographs, which is take these two-dimensional things and kind of make them feel more three-dimensional, more of a part of our everyday reality. So let's make some cardboard dinosaurs cut out of two-dimensional pieces that will fit together basically like a puzzle.
That sounds fun.
All right, so let's go down to the Golding Shear classroom. All right, so we're down here in the Golding Shear classroom. Basically, to get started, you're gonna need something kind of like cardboard. Paper is gonna be too thin. You want something hard, but not something so hard that you can't cut through it. But depending on whether you have lighter or darker cardboard, that'll give you different options for how you can add color. So what do you want? You want the white or the dark?
I'll take the white.
Map board?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll use the cardboard. So with the white's really great because you can use basically anything to add details, markers, paint, even like watercolors. This guy is actually done with watercolors. If you have a darker thing like cardboard, I would just stick to acrylic paint because it's more opaque. It's just easier to add more vivid colors. So the first step, once we've decided what we're doing it on, is to decide whether you want a two-legged dinosaur or a four-legged dinosaur.
I think I'm gonna go with a four-legged dinosaur.
Four-legged dinosaur, okay, great. So I'll do a two-legged dinosaur just because I think they're cooler, but they're harder to balance. So first step is to just draw the shape of the body, kind of like a silhouette, right? Like you're seeing it perfectly in profile. Also, if you want to add any like spikes or horns, what's the difference between a horn and a spike?
I think a spike can come out of any part of your body, but a horn usually goes on your head, maybe?
That makes sense.
Or comes out of your head usually?
I believe that, okay. Just don't worry about the legs yet. We want to add those later once we have our basic body shape figured out. And I'm gonna add kind of like a spiky fan to mine.
I made a really, really chubby dinosaur.
Dude, that's great, keep it. No, keep it, that's amazing. Maybe it's gonna lay some eggs. Talking about like how I don't know anything about dinosaurs. Okay, that's beautiful, that's perfect.
But we're not drawing arms or legs, we're just drawing the body.
No arms or legs, you don't need to draw any like facial or scale details or anything. We're gonna add all that with paint later.
Okay,
so
perfect.
Next step is you just wanna cut out our shape. You have all those little spikes, so it's gonna be challenging. You can do it. But don't rush it, right? It's gonna take a while.
I'm just gonna get started now.
We're carving it out. So you're gonna probably encounter this too, depending on the kind of cardboard you have. If it's really, really tough, you can use a utility knife, get a parent or guardian, get an adult to help you with this part for sure. I'm actually gonna switch to my utility knife too, just to show both you guys the safety thing, right? So, because that looks pretty rough, right?
It is pretty hard and it's not looking so good either.
Use a utility knife. You say it doesn't look so good, but I'm like, oh, these are scales, baby. Whatever, it'll work. It's making it better. So use the utility knife, but here's kind of the main safety thing with the utility knife. Again, get an adult to do this if you're not a grown up. I'm holding it kind of like a pencil, very securely. And normally you don't want to bring blades toward yourself, right? But we're pushing down, and the hand that's holding the piece of cardboard is nowhere near the path of my blade, right? So my blade's going this way, my hand's gonna be like way over here. So that if it does slip, you know, it'll just go into the air, not into my body. This is really helpful too, kind of ripping off chunks as you go.
Ta-da!
Dude, yes, okay, cool. Next step is we need to like do the same thing, but with some leg shapes. So you can sort of see in these examples, they're basically like horseshoe shapes. It's really hard to say. Horseshoe shapes.
Like this, huh?
Exactly.
Okay.
And you'll see there's a little kind of cut at the top too, but don't worry about that just yet. So look at the body you cut out, right?
Yep.
And let me draw one of these as an example, but it really is just kind of like a horseshoe shape. So I only need one of these, right? Because I have an upright dinosaur.
Oh yeah, so I need two
You're
of
gonna need
these.
2 pair. Don't like go crazy over designing the legs, but you really want to focus more on like, okay, will this actually stand up? And remember, it's okay if it's like raggedy. It's just gonna make it more dinosaur-ish. Dude, I like it. The proportions are wild.
I know.
That's great. Like, I love it. I'm gonna mix some colors while you finish up.
Ooh.
Just gonna make some orange, just a beautiful orange. And then that's it. I said some colors, I guess. I'm just gonna make one.
Okay, my legs are done. I got 2 of them. They're not exactly the same, but they are pretty close.
Yeah, that's fine. They don't need to be exactly the same at all. So we have basically all of our pieces to this like 3D cardboard dinosaur puzzle. So all we need to do now is grab your legs, grab the body, and just kind of plan out where you want them to go. Kind of pick a good spot. So like if I did mine way back here, like it would be really upright, right? So I want it to be more or less kind of like looking straight ahead. So I think I'm gonna cut it right about there. So I'm gonna make a little mark so I don't forget. And then I'll make a little mark in the middle of my legs. And I'm basically gonna start by cutting just like a real tiny little V. And then you just basically slide them together. Yes.
Oh, nice.
So obviously, yeah, you're gonna do that twice.
Yeah, I already
Yes,
prepped this.
okay.
I'm just trying to make sure that it actually works. Okay.
Yes, dude. Okay.
Yeah, it
It almost
worked.
seems like a baby dinosaur because the like
Yeah.
a puppy, you know, because of the proportion.
It's got really clunky big legs and it's like learning how to walk.
That's amazing. All right, so let's unplug them all. It'll just be easier to paint.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of like,
He just has his arms sagging down.
he's just like getting his photo taken at the DMV, the dinosaur vehicle. So I'm just gonna slide them together, and my guy is done. From the side, gorgeous. Yes, that's so good with like the red claws. That's amazing.
It's nail polish. It's its nails.
Exactly. All right, so that's it. Thank you for learning and making with the Tampa Museum of Art. Thank you, Sonia, so much for helping me out. Dinosaur looks amazing.
Thank you, Anthony. I had so much fun.
We did a great job of kind of
Yeah.
doing this 2D, 3D thing, kind of like the dinosaurs we saw in Suzanne Camp Crosby's photograph, Scenic View, #1. Thank you for making art with the Tampa Museum of Art today. If you enjoyed today's activity, please click the thumbs up button to like our video, and don't forget to click the subscribe button so you don't miss future episodes. Plan your visit to the Tampa Museum of Art for a fun day of art by visiting our website, tampamuseum.org. We'll see you next time.